PhD, and of course, 25 years of experience. And we are so blessed to have him with us on our show. And हम बात कर रहे हैं पिछले कई हफ्तों से about marriage and the issues in the marriage. And who could be better individual than Dr. Saket Bhatia to talk about, because he, through astrology and numerology, he can guide you, help you, advise you, and put your life on the right track. And I think it is very, very important for all of us to listen to him, take his advice, understand how your planets, how your stars work in your life. Trust me, it can change your life. It can make you a much better person, much happier person. And it is so important. We get married, but the relationship is very, very important how to nurture it. And with advice and guidance and with astrology and numerology, you can correct your life, you can help yourself. Let's welcome Dr. Saket Bhatia on Radio Zindagi. How are you, sir?
Hi, Kulraj. I'm doing fine. How are you?
Great, good to have you on Radio Zindagi.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure coming every week. We keep educating the listeners कि astrology में क्या हो रहा है, how astrologers should analyze charts, and then, this is what, like the 20, like the something like that. I think 13th or 15th show we're having in New York. Uh, हर हफ्ते हम show करते हैं. The response has been very good. This particular show will be the last of marriage, क्योंकि हम पिछले 4 हफ्तों से marriage partnership की बात करते जा रहे हैं, right?
Ji.
We've covered lots of topics. I'm pretty sure the listeners must have had some interesting thoughts. We started by talking कि शादी क्या होती है astrology में and why it is important. हमने कहा था कि जो 12 घर हैं चार्ट में, the seventh house is the most important for your partnership. It determines your married life. Then we spoke about partner prediction. By looking at your chart, we can tell you what kind of partner you'll have: dominating, emotional, happy, sad. Then we said, look at your chart and see which planet is placed in the seventh house. That will be the personality of your spouse. This was all done in the first episode. Okay, for next episode, हमने कहा था कि the signs, the seventh sign of that Aries, Taurus, and so on, what is the nature of your partner? फिर हमने कहा था कि love marriage क्या होती है? Why do some people have arranged marriage and some people have love marriage? वैसे Kulraj, it's pretty interesting. 5,000 years ago, they had the concept of love marriage in astrology, right?
Mhm.
जब उस टाइम पे इतना होता नहीं था love marriage.
जी,
Uh,
बिल्कुल.
फिर I closed that show by talking about मंगल दोष. मंगलिक क्या होते हैं? Right? I said कि मंगल दोष is very, very common. In fact, 40% of the charts will have some form of mangal dosh. It means nothing. Mangal dosh just means your Mars is very strong. It's very powerful, and you should use it correctly.
Mhm.
2 weeks ago, I spoke about planets. What planets make sure you'll have a good marriage, bad marriage, and divorce. हमने ये भी
Mhm.
कहा था कि योग होते हैं. Remember, there are some
जी.
yogs which will make you rich after marriage, successful after marriage, happy after marriage. Some people have yoga after childbirth. And then we stressed of the importance of moon, your mind, your partner, romance, fifth house and seventh house. And finally, last
जी.
week, I spoke about Rahu, Venus, Navamsha chart, compatibility. And today we want to end this session after 5 weeks of talking about marriage, love marriage, so we can get on to other things in astrology. क्योंकि बहुत कुछ है
Absolutely.
discuss करने वाला, right?
I think, Dr. Saket Bhatia, that uh, people are blessed that this knowledge, which is an ancient science, and astrology and numerology is not uh, science of yesterday, but ancient science. And before we move forward, just give an overview to all our viewers and listeners.
An overview of what? Of astrology or क्या?
Astrology and numerology, ये जो science है, how can it can change your life?
I like the fact कि आप कह रहे हो कि it's a science, because many people don't understand astrology. They think कि ये कोई black magic है or it is something, and that is not right. Astrology is called Jyotish Vidya, which is the knowledge of light. It is हमारे जो Vedas में है. We mention about different planets, we mention about different houses, we mention about astrology. कभी आप बैठ के just sit down and think, why is it that you are in radio? I am an engineer by profession running companies, an astrologer. Why somebody is a politician? Why somebody is a businessman? Why somebody is, in the armed forces? Why someone's a doctor? And why is it कि पैदा होने पे हमको पहले ही पता चल जाता है what career you're going to do, how your marriage will last, what health issues you'll have? Because it is all written. If you understand that your destiny is written, and you are an actor that has to play an important role in the universe, you will be happier. Astrology deals with the planets, it deals with the birth chart and how they correlate to you. Numerology is all about vibrations. जब बच्चा पैदा होता है, it takes 9 months. There are 4 seasons. There are 365 days. There is
Yes,
the whole universe can be mathematically broken down into formulas. Numerology is built on that principle. कि everything has a sequence. And astrology or numerology जब दोनों combine करते हैं, it will give you a near perfect reading of your personality, of your traits, everything. Astrology kahega you're going to have a career in service field. Numerology exactly pinpoint karega you'll be a nurse, or it will tell you are going to do a franchise restaurant. These are important things, and inki knowledge bahut important hai, and we try to help people through that. I keep stressing astrology is a service. It is important to help people. आप डॉक्टर के पास जाते हो, वो कहता है ये आपको ये बीमारी है. You have two
mm-hmm.
choices. You fix it or you live with it. If you live with it won't get better. But if you fix it, you can get significantly better. Same with astrology. अगर आप लाइफ में floor 1 से floor 5 तक चढ़ रहे हो, an astrologer can make you rise to floor 10 if your stars are right. He will open up the door for you, the path for you, so you know where you have to go in life.
Absolutely, आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा. And I totally agree with you, Dr. Saket Bhatia, because I think ये जो हमारी विद्या है, हमारा जो ज्ञान है, अगर उससे आप अपनी लाइफ को, अपने जीवन को एंड फाइनेंशियली, इमोशनली और प्रोडक्टिव बना सकते हैं, दैट इज फैंटास्टिक. एंड फोक्स, एनी टाइम यू हैव क्वेश्चंस फॉर डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया, हमारे स्टूडियो का नंबर है 7326624701. सो नंबर सुन ले, 7326624701. तो डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया, मेरा आपसे एक सवाल है. व्हाट इज द प्लेसमेंट ऑफ मून इम्पोर्टेंट? व्हाई इज द प्लेसमेंट ऑफ मून इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर मैरिज?
Astrology में there are the three most important planets जो होते हैं. One is your ascendant lord. So जो अगर हम कुंडली देखते हैं, जो first house होता है, the owner of that house is called ascendant. He is most important. Western astrology में it is sun sign which is important. And हमारे Eastern astrology में we got a lot of emphasis on moon sign. Moon is your mind. अच्छा, the question is why is moon important in married life? Because आपका दिमाग जहाँ बैठा है, it is going to act like that.
यस.
Correct? So there are 12 signs. We are going to go through these 12 signs one by one, and we'll go through them rather fast. आपका mind है. Now let's say your seventh house is Aries, or let's say your moon in general is sitting in Aries. We know Aries is like a ram. No? It's like a sheep. So sheep bड़ी fast move करती है. So most people who have moon in Aries, they cannot be tied down to relationships. They want to do many more things in life. उनको ये पता नहीं चलता कि marriage is important. We have to give it some time. Just before the show आपने हमें कहा था कि लोगों के पास आजकल टाइम ही नहीं है. They get into a
बिल्कुल,
marriage and they're on their phones, right? Why?
बिल्कुल.
Have Aries, moon in Aries, it's going to impact you more. तो उसका काफी लोग आते हैं कि इसकी रेमेडी क्या है. इसकी रेमेडी बड़ी सिंपल है. Learn to communicate with your partner.
बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं आप.
spends
This is so important.
you have to have practical solutions in astrology, right? कोई common sense approach रखना चाहिए हमको. जैसे वास्तु में when people come and they say take a tour of our house, हम देखते हैं कि सामान यहाँ फेंका हुआ है, पुराना सामान पड़ा है घर में, जूते अपसाइड डाउन पड़े हैं. We tell them if you start fixing these small things, you will start fixing yourself, your life will improve. So understand
Agree.
that practical approaches are very easy to implement, and it's good for you. If you get up in the morning, you take a shower, you comb your hair, you leave, and same thing, take care of your house, take care of your hygiene, take care of your well-being. Same way. Next, Taurus. If you're Taurus is like a bull, right? जो
Mm-hmm.
bull होता है sign. Bull is generally very caring person, right? अगर आपके पास घर में cow है, bull है, so these people happen to be very clingy. Uh, we tell them learn to balance out, learn to your partner, learn to give him some space, let to give her some space. Gemini is twins, so these are very unpredictable in nature, जिनका moon Gemini में होता है. We tell them keep a stable mind, focus on relationship, focus on what is best for your future. uh, Cancer is a crab, and crab we know are always running around. They are running around because they're very sensitive. ये हर एक चीज क्रैब जैसे कोई चीज पकड़ के बैठ जाता है. सेम वे people with moon in cancer, they hold on to a thing and they don't let go. So we tell them learn to share your feelings with your partner, be happy, learn to let go, it is better in life. Finally, we're talking about the next set, which is Leo. Leo is a lion.
जी.
Lion likes attention. If your moon sits in Leo, you're an attention seeker for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Partner might feel intimidated. So it's a wise idea to थोड़ा अपना attention कम करो. Give attention to somebody else also. It will
Somebody
help.
else. बिल्कुल
Yeah,
सही
it
कह रहे हैं.
helps. Like Virgo is a lady, and they tend to, have good taste in many things. They consider themselves to be perfectionist. So we tell them don't expect unrealistic things from your partner. ये जो मैं कह रहा हूँ, these are very basic things. Basic things we all overlook. Okay. Libra. Libra is somebody who likes to sacrifice for their partner, but that can become very bad for them too because they take life for granted. So we tell them that learn to step up for yourself. थोड़ा अपना अपना भी बारे में सोचिए. Don't be
Mm-hmm.
very submissive. And as I'm going through this list, you will realize you know people of this trait. Somewhere or along the line, आप किसी ना किसी को तो जानते हो. If your moon is in Scorpio, you're generally a very secretive person. They don't get into relationship easily. उनको partner पे trust नहीं होता. They're always insecure. Will we be there? Will he leave me? Is he cheating on me? So believe in your partner. Have some trust. And
Trust. Yeah,
finally,
that's
we
very
have
important.
last.
Yeah.
ये trust नहीं होता तो problem होता है. And finally, we have the last four. Sagittarius. A sign ruled by Jupiter. They're free loving, free spiritual person. They like to enjoy life. They like to, uh, have some fun. आपका moon Sagittarius में है, by the way. So you like to have fun. You like to enjoy. You want some importance to. तो इसमें क्या होता है? Your partner and you both need to understand that you have to devote some time to each other, not just your cause.
Quality time. Yes.
Quality time. Capricorn is a goat. तो uh, इनका क्या है? They like to give you a lot of love, but then in return, they don't accept a lot of attention. They just want to keep giving. Uh, and when you give them some love, they get confused. कि ये क्या हो गया? It's a one-sided track for me. Aquarius जो होता है, they miss out on a lot of things in life because ये सिर्फ future की planning करते हैं. कल बच्चे होंगे क्या होगा? घर लेंगे कैसे? पैसे कैसे आएंगे? ट्रैवल करेंगे तो काम कैसे छोड़ सकते हैं? So they need to live in the moment, right? And finally,
No problem.
Pisces. Pisces is like a fish, fairy tale. They feel life is perfect, relationship is perfect, nothing can go wrong. Unfortunately for them, they need to come to reality. ये बहुत कुछ गलत हो सकता है, right? No relationship is perfect. Every relationship has some issues because that is normal. That is what life is. So
Yes,
tackle your issues with more maturity is what we tell them. This is a good sign for them, you know. All I'm trying to it is nice, and in general we are able to pinpoint what your partner and what your nature is, and इसके base पे फिर हम advice दे सकते हैं if you should get married and when, because moon is mature, right? Mind, it needs to mature. थोड़ी maturity आनी चाहिए before you get married.
absolutely. I totally agree with you, folks. If you just joined us, we are talking to Dr. Saket Bhatia. Of course, he has 25 years of experience, astrology, numerology, and of course, and we're talking about marriage, relationships, and stars. And I think अगर आप में से कोई भी उनसे बात करना चाहता है इस वक्त, तो आप you can call our studio 732-662-4701, 732-662-4701. And after the show, you can call his office and make an appointment. That is 408-639-5300. उनकी वेबसाइट है saketbhatia.com or email info@saketbhatia.com. And you can always call us during the show. The number to call is 732-662-4701. And Dr. Saket Bhatia, my next question to you, sir, is, can you explain the position of the moon in the different houses?
So I just explained the position of moon in different houses. But importance is wherever your moon sits, that is where your mind sits. And wherever your mind sits, it is your personality. So whether it sits in Aries, Taurus, you have to build on it. You have to understand your weakness. आपका जो mind है, you have to balance it out. You have to make it strong. So make sure whichever sign it sits in, you are working on improving your mind, improving that relationship.
एक
हम सिर्फ
कॉल लेते हैं डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया. हेलो, यू आर लाइव विद अस. या गो अहेड.
I can't hear anything. मुझे कुछ नहीं सुनाई देता.
My name is Madhvi, and I want to ask a question about my daughter's marriage.
Madhvi, she wants to ask a question about the daughter's marriage.
Okay, sure. What
Yeah,
is her
go
date,
ahead.
place, time?
Her name and date of birth and time.
Date of birth is 2nd April 1990.
2nd April 1990.
Time is 5:25 p.m.
Time is 5:25 p.m.
Place is Jaipur.
Jaipur place.
But
Jaipur,
can she hear me?
Rajasthan.
Two breakups after engagement. Now I'm worried when will she get the right partner.
कह रही है?
कह रही है कि that she wants to know, दो बार उनकी शादी होते होते रह गई and she's having breakups.
Can she hear me directly or
आप
ask
उन्हें
her?
सुन सकते हैं? हेलो,
Hello?
कैन यू लिसन टू डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया? उनकी आवाज आ रही है आपको?
No, I cannot listen.
I mean, I'm trying to talk. See, that's what we need to.
Uh-huh.
If she can't hear me, then it's going to be very hard for me to talk, na, Kulraj?
Yeah.
Yes, now I can hear him.
अभी सुन सकते हैं
So I
आपको.
think that's ये जो कुंडली बनी है, this is an Aquarius ascendant. The ascendant lord is placed in the 12th house, but there is a very direct aspect of Venus on the 7th house. ये aspect बहुत अच्छा है. We like the aspect of Venus. इनका जुपिटर मून भी गज केसरी योग बना रहा है. फिलहाल मैरिज की दशा नहीं आई है. सैटर्न वीनस दशा में शादी नहीं होगी इनकी. दशा जब आएगी सैटर्न जुपिटर तब हो सकती है. There is a small window which starts in July 2024 and ends in December 2024. That is a potential time to get married. Unfortunately, अगर वो टाइम में शादी नहीं होती, we don't see another marriage window opening all the way till January 2026. So, in closing, I'll just say कि जुलाई 2024 से लेकर दिसंबर तक is a good योग. नहीं होती Then the next yoke for marriage is January 2026, all the way down to November 2026. उसके बीच में ही शादी हो सकती है. If you have any questions, feel free to email our office. Okay?
हाँ, अपने ऑफिस में फोन कर लें. उनका नंबर है 408-639-5300, 408-639-5300 पर फोन कर लें. और you can always make an appointment. Yes, doctor. Yes, Dr. Saket.
So we have gone through the different signs, right? This is very important. Moon kahan beta hai, kiske saath beta hai, because this will dictate your marriage, who you are, how you will get married, when you will get married. Agar inme se koi factor kharab hai, then you're going to have issues in your marriage, for sure.
और go ahead.
अभी जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आप वास्तु का भी शो करते हो. वास्तु के जो I'll give you 10 tips, 10 I'll give you some quick tips. वास्तु में हम हमेशा कहते हैं घर में प्लांट्स रखें, because when you get up and look at plants it feels good, right? It's good to look at plants. Plants also give you oxygen, and you water for plants, you take care. When you start taking care of plants, you take care of yourself. So this is a cycle. We also tell you वास्तु में कि पानी जो है बंद करो. Why? Because we don't want you to waste anything. Don't waste water, don't waste food. So वैसे ही if you're making these minor adjustments using vastu in your life, you can make major improvements in your life using astrology. छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं. If you know in advance कि आपका moon यहाँ बैठा है, that could be a potential problem with your partner. Let's fix it. Okay?
हाँ जी. And when people come to you for marriage compatibility readings, what do you check in the charts, and what is the correct way to read the compatibility chart?
देखिए, there is no correct way or wrong way to read the compatibility chart. It's very difficult to say. But I'll tell you how I read it and how I think most astrologers should be reading. क्योंकि हम जब astrology पढ़ते हैं, we are given certain guidelines in school, how you should match a chart. First and foremost, दोनों की chart independently देखिए. Look at each person's chart differently to see, are they ready for marriage? Do they have the understanding of partnership? Do they have the adaptability? By looking at each person's chart, we come to know maturity level, prior relationships, life after marriage. So, step one, हर एक की chart independently पढ़िए. Next, you know opposites attract, right? Correct? So, opposite घर जो होते हैं astrology में, that is the seventh house. So, we want to make sure that the seventh house is very well positioned for both the boy and girl. इनके जो planets हैं, they should also be positioned very well. जो कारक है, which is significator, should not be in 6th, 8th or 12th house. The placement of moon is very important. फिर हम क्या करते हैं, हम दोनों चार्ट लेके ओवरलैप कर लेते हैं. If there is any conjunction or aspect of Venus, Jupiter, we consider this a good chart. We say, yes, you can get married. It's a good chart for you to do that.
When do
This is
most
what
relationship issues take place?
देखिए, most relationship issues take place जब छठे, आठवें और 12वें घर की दशा रन होती है. Whether for you or whether for your partner. छठा घर जो होता है, that is called the house of breaks, sudden breaks, legal terms, losses, debts. Eighth house is considered the house of death, just things abruptly ending. And 12th house is the house of loss, letting go. तो जब ये 6, 8, 10 की दशा या अंतर दशा चलेगी, for you or your partner, you will have problems. Absolutely you'll have problems. अगर जो 7वें घर का लॉर्ड है, if he is placed 6, 8 or 12 houses away from the 7th house, which means he is placed in the 2nd house, 6th house or 12th house, then जब उनकी दशा या अंतर दशा होती है, it causes problems. Sometimes dasha can run for decades. Sometimes dasha can run for months. Sometimes dasha can just be for a few weeks. But important यही है, 7th lord and जो placement है इनकी कारक की, इनसे देख के हमें पता चल जाता है कि आपका हाउ योर मैरिज इज गोइंग टू लास्ट एंड द प्रॉब्लम कब आएगी आपकी, सो
Mm-hmm.
इट्स नाइस टू नो that some problem is going to come when, so you can work on it and fix it, right?
Saket ji, like if somebody comes to you and he finds out that these are the issue and these are the problem, then you tell him. Now, इसके कोई उपाय भी होते होंगे. Definitely, if you want to correct yourself, there might be some solutions which you can recommend and help them so they can correct themselves.
I'm actually हमारे ऑफिस में I just got a message that people said echo ज्यादा है, so if you could fix that, that will be good. I don't know what
Okay.
the fix is. They're saying app pay because many people use it on the app.
हाँ जी.
App and radio, there is some feedback.
अभी तो I think
Big
यहाँ तो
feedback on
everything is
radio.
okay. Is it better now?
I don't know. I'm just getting message from my office. So
Okay.
उपाय तो होते हैं. Astrology में, if we are not able to fix something, then it's meaningless, right? What
Mm-hmm.
good is telling you what your future is without helping you fix it? Even you, like I keep saying, you go to a doctor, he's going to tell you might have a heart attack, lose weight, start exercising, you could start running, it's better for you. So astrology mein is not about fixing something, it is about making it better. It's
Mm-hmm.
about improving certain aspects of your life you didn't know. So since हम शादी की बात कर रहे हैं, let's talk about all the planets in marriage. Let's talk about how they impact you. So
Mm-hmm.
Jupiter Karak hai. For a woman, it is a very important planet because it represents the husband. It represents your Karak, how you will enjoy time with your partner. For a man, Jupiter is important because if it blesses the seventh house or aspects the seventh house, your fourth house, you'll have marital happiness. जुपिटर जो होता है ये शादी भी जल्दी कराता है. अगर जुपिटर वीक है you'll have problems. So what is the approach? We tell people learn to respect elders. Jupiter is an elder wise planet.
Mm-hmm.
Simple approach उपाय है respect your elders.
Mm-hmm.
Another उपाय we have gemstone उपाय. हम काफी बार लोगों को कहते हैं you must wear a yellow sapphire. A yellow sapphire worn in the index finger is considered good. It enhances the power of Jupiter. आपने तो देखा होगा uh, lots of people wear pukhraj because it is considered good for luck. And जिनकी शादी नहीं होती, we tell them go wear pukhraj. Now, that is one. Second, most influential planet after Jupiter is Venus. Venus is for feminine beauty. जब शादी होती है, we normally gift or give buy a diamond wedding ring or a wedding band. Why
Mm-hmm.
diamond? Because diamond enhances the feminine qualities. अगर आपका Venus weak है, then we tell you use a diamond, primarily for women. उससे शादी भी जल्दी होती है. For
Mm-hmm.
men, we say try being nice to female family members in your house. If there is an older person in your house who's a woman, be nice to her.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing diamond increases the the strength and goodness of Venus. So that is another upay that we have. बाकी planets जो हैं Saturn. Saturn gives stability to marriage. He gives you late marriage, but he gives you stability. तो Saturn को अगर हम बढ़ा देते हैं, it will delay your marriage, but at the same time शादी अच्छी देगा. Stressful नहीं होती, अच्छी टिकती है. People who have good Saturn aspect, उनका divorce नहीं होता. They have good
Mm-hmm.
understanding. They might have big age gap amongst them. So, in order to achieve strong Saturn, we tell you work harder, dedicate yourself some time to meditate, make sure that you are more focused on everything, little minute aspects in life. Saturn का जो stone होता है, that is a blue emerald. Many people, a blue sapphire, sorry, many people worry when they wear a blue sapphire because इसके side effects होते हैं. Then we have
Blue sapphire
Mercury, which
के side effects. Okay.
blue sapphire is not a very common stone. It is
Mm-hmm.
not advisable. In fact, majority astrologers the blue sapphire bhi dete hain, we tell you to keep it under your bed for a few days to see how things are working.
Neelam, right?
Neelam.
That's a Neelam
Yes.
stone.
Yes. The Neelam stone has to be worn very carefully. Okay. And finally, we have Mercury, which happens to be the planet of communication, the planet of speech. If you are not communicating properly, you will not have a good marriage. So, what we tell you is Mercury अपना enhance कीजिए, you'll be able to communicate better with your partner. You'll have a better relationship. Now, newly wed couples must not wear Mercury at all. It does not give good results. It gives bad results. तो मैं क्या बता रहा हूँ कि you cannot come to me and we cannot tell you wear yellow sapphire, wear Venus, wear emerald, wear. It doesn't work like that. You can only wear a gemstone which is friendly to your ascendant. अगर आपके ascendant की enmity है, so example, if you're Gemini or Virgo, you can never wear a pearl. You should not wear a pearl. If you are Scorpio or you are Aries, you should not be wearing green emerald. ये rules हैं astrology के. If you are Capricorn or Aquarius, you should not wear pearl. You should not wear ruby. These are not good for you. But कभी-कभी we have to make exceptions based on the situation. Abhi हाल ही में yesterday, young girl came to me whose marriage is on the rocks. Okay. And we know कि इनके शादी का जो planet था वो moon है. But she happens to be a Mercury ascendant. Mercury people cannot and should not wear anything to do with moon. They cannot wear it. So how do we do it? We have to think very carefully कि ऐसा कौन सा planet है जो aspect करता है moon पे which will give moon a boost. Then we run some calculations. We see कि ये planets के side effect क्या होते हैं. For example, अगर आप पुखराज पहनोगे, almost always you put on some weight. Right? If you wear ruby, we've seen people tend to lose more of their hair. They tend to get a little more angry, little more arrogant. But it helps them. So we have to monitor कि कौन सा stone पहनना चाहिए, कब पहनना चाहिए, और इससे आपकी overall benefits क्या होती हैं. So this is not easy. It takes us time. But unfortunately, आपको तो पता है, many astrologers will just give you something because it's they can make some money, but that's not right, ना?
No, that's not right at all. नहीं, बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं आप. और कई बार तो कहते हैं कि इतना बड़ा पत्थर पहनो और इतने साइज का होना चाहिए, and if the stone is not right, it can also, I think, become negative, play a negative role in your life.
That is true. It does create a negative role. We have seen that. हमने बहुत cases study किए हैं where it has actually backfired because you're wearing the wrong stone and the wrong finger or something which is not good quality. But ये जो आप कह रहे हो, you wear a big stone, there is no rule like that. ऐसा नहीं है.
अच्छा.
They always say, wear something which is clear. Wear an astrological gemstone, which already, आपने सुना है astrologers दो चीजें करते हैं gemstones में. Number one, we activate a stone. And number two, we purify a stone. आपने कभी सुना है?
नहीं, मैंने पहली बार सुन रहा हूँ आपसे. मतलब एक्टिवेट इन अ सेंस दैट उसको ट्रीट करते हैं किस तरह से, या
Astrologers have to treat the stones before they give it to you. The first is we have to purify it, and the second is we have to activate. It takes us time. It takes us a few hours to do that. But लगता है time. ऐसा नहीं है कि ये मिल गया, ये रख लो. No. It's like you have a vacuum cleaner in your house. You have to charge it. Then it starts
बिल्कुल.
cleaning the dust. Same way you must have
Very
a
interesting.
stone which is also activated. Otherwise वो काम नहीं करेगा आपके लिए. So be careful.
Yeah, folks, if you just
आपने
joined
कौन
us, we're talking
very
to Dr.
curious.
Saket Bhatia. And Dr. Saket Bhatia is available. If you want to consult him, you can make an appointment, 408-639-5300, or you can visit Saket Bhatia's website, that is saketbhatia.com. And if you want to send him a mail, info@saketbhatia.com. And if you want to reach us in the studio, that is 732-662-4701 is the number. And Dr. Saket Bhatia, you have explained yogas and astrology. Can you explain some yogas for happy marriage life?
देखिए, for a happy married life, सबको तो खुशी चाहिए life में. Nobody wants depression and unhappiness in their life,
Band
right?
baja
So,
barat, yeah, everybody wants to be happy, absolutely.
yeah. So, याद है हमने कहा था, the second house is your house of wealth and values. It is how you value people. You must make sure कि जो second house है, that is very strong in your chart. Because अगर वो inflicted है, you're not going to value your partner. So for a happy married life, make sure your second house is good. Seventh house तो आपके partner का घर हो गया. That also should be good. Now, eighth house happens to be your partner's family, your in-laws. अगर उसमें गलत planet बैठ गया, then you won't have relations with them. So, to have a happy married life, the second house, the seventh house are most important. उसके बाद maybe the eighth house. But हमें ये main birth chart और जो D9 chart होती है दोनों से पढ़नी पड़ती है. We have to study from both the exact same thing, because if one of them is missing, then there's a problem. So think about it. There are 12 houses, and there are 2 houses we have to analyze for happy married life. That is only 1/6, which happens to be less than, 16% chance. So that means 84% people will have a happy married life if they work on it. The remaining 16 will struggle. When I say struggle, I don't mean शादी अच्छी नहीं होगी. I just mean they can work to make the marriage successful. See, the odds are actually in your favor. 84% can have a good marriage.
What about yogas for miserable married life?
Many times your stress or tension here that becomes part of your daily life, and then you automatically bring that into your married life. So we have to understand कि ये क्या है. Second house again is wealth and values, right? अगर उसमें गलत planet बैठ गया, then you won't value your partner. You start fighting with them. अगर उस fourth house, which is your जहां आप घर जाते हो रात को, where you're sleeping, that is considered fourth house. अगर उस fourth house में भी गलत planet है, you won't get any mental satisfaction there, correct? 12th house, 12th house is important in this case, which is the house of losing things, loss. अगर आपका शादी का जो main planet है वो 12वें घर में बैठ जाए ना, then you're not going to be happy. You're going to lose your partnership, lose the affection, lose the love you have for your partner. Lots of these problems happen अगर ये 7वें घर का मालिक छठे घर में बैठे, 8वें में बैठे या 12वें में बैठे. And then you know the concept of retrograde planets. अगर retrograde planet 7वें हाउस में बैठ गया, it is not considered good. For a bad miserable marriage, second house, 7th house, 12th house, हमें ये पढ़ना है. And we have to study retrograde planets, or which planet is sitting in these houses. That is very, very important. Only then you can say कि ये miserable marriage है, but still that is not the combination for divorce. That is just unhappy marriage. People are not happy with each other, and they're not doing anything about it.
Dr. Saket Bhatia, you have heard about that big divorce going on in India. The Raymonds, Gautam Singhania, and पहले उसने अपने बाप को घर से निकाल दिया. Now with his wife Feroza, there is so much tussle, and it's division of $1.4 billion, and I'm sure this is an case where you can see how good marriage falls apart.
So क्या होता है? You brought up this case about this big marriage, big divorce, and $1.2 billion, right?
Yeah.
जब मेरे पास लोग आ रहे हैं when they are not happy in a marriage and they want to get divorced, the first thing they talk about is money. The first thing. And I always tell them, आप यहाँ तो enjoy कर नहीं रहे, आप पैसे लेके ऊपर तो जा नहीं सकते.
Absolutely.
क्यों? पैसे तो अगर चले भी गए, they will come back again. The person will not come back. Your identity will not come back. You have to learn to change yourself. अभी हमने ये सिंघानिया की भी चार्ट बनाई है. Now, if you look at his chart, you will notice the 9th house, which is the house of his father, is very badly afflicted to a point where he has no relationship with his father. His 7th house lord sits in the 11th house, making it a combination of remarriage. फिर से शादी करेगा, affairs हैं. We are not criticizing him for his lifestyle. We're not endorsing his lifestyle. We're just telling you कि this is not something जो unexpected थी. ये तो होना था, ये होगा. And unfortunately, everybody will suffer. If you think it is just him and his wife, and no, और बहुत लोग suffer करेंगे,
yes,
right?
yes,
आपने कभी कभी
बिल्कुल.
सुना है कि couples get divorced, the business shuts down because they close it, and all the employees working go jobless.
सही कहा.
So you are responsible for this. I did a very interesting study, Kulraj. हमने क्या किया? We had an employee that worked in a firm, and we know a husband and wife who filed for divorce. And जो employee थे दो, हमने उनकी chart देखी. To our surprise, when the company shut down, both these employees lost their job. And हमने जब couple की chart पढ़ी है, we noticed the sixth house was very badly afflicted, which is providing for your employees.
हम्म.
So divorce जब होता है, it doesn't impact you. It impacts your parents, it impacts your kids, it impacts your friends, it impacts your employees. तो सोच समझ के करना. अगर आप रिलेशनशिप में घुस गए हो टाइम लगा के, तो थोड़ा टाइम लगा के उसे सुधारिए. करेक्ट.
कुछ लोग होते हैं वो कान के भी कच्चे होते हैं, यहाँ बहुत शकी मिजाज के होते हैं, ट्रस्ट नहीं होता. आई थिंक इट देयर द अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ अ रिलेशनशिप is not there, and एक अच्छी वाली एक अच्छी वाली लाइफ को आई थिंक दे डिरेल कर देते हैं. दैट इज सो सैड.
या तो उसमें यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन इट. वी हैव हैड दोस केसेस. पीपल कम टू अस एज एन एस्ट्रोलॉजी एंड से हमारा पार्टनर ऐसा, दोनों बैठते हैं, एंड लाइक आई टोल्ड यू, इफ योर मून इज इन स्कॉर्पियो, यू आर गोइंग टू बी अ सस्पिशियस पर्सन. क्लियर कट. इसका ताड़ ये है, मेक योर मून स्ट्रांग. If you can't make your moon strong, make a
How
planet
can
which
you
will
make
boost
your
your moon.
moon strong? Means with some stones, or there is some
बहुत
solution to
उपाय
it?
होते हैं, बहुत
Mhm.
solutions होते हैं. You can have gemstones, you can have mantras, you can have काफी योग. There are, all I can say is there are more than 1 dozen ways to make your moon strong. Depending
Okay.
उसकी placement क्या है आपकी chart में, we can
Mhm.
work on that. बहुत fixes हैं.
अगर आप अपने स्टार्स को, मतलब जो आपके स्टार्स ठीक नहीं है, उनको पावरफुल बनाए, तो यू कैन बी मोर सक्सेसफुल एंड यू कैन अचीव मोर इन दिस लाइफ.
I always tell people, if we make your star successful, you can conquer the world. You can achieve anything you want.
आई थिंक वेरी
अभी
वेरी.
हाल ही में आप
जी.
आपने एक शो में कहा था, you're a fan of बच्चन साहब, right? You said you have
बिग
also
बिग
worked with him.
बिग फैन ऑफ बच्चन साहब जी.
Yeah. So बच्चन साहब always wears a नीलम, blue sapphire. You know that.
या.
उनकी recently एक interview आई है in which he acted in a movie, and they said जब he's very good because A, he knows what he's doing. Two, वो cuts देते ही नहीं. It's as good as once he understands the script, he goes with the flow, right?
या.
And इनका ये है, जब कट होता है, he immediately goes back into his vanity van. He wears his rings. फिर बैठ
ओह.
जाते हैं for the next. Yes, not only him, कार्तिक आर्यन भी यही करता है, अजय देवगन भी यही करते हैं. Almost everybody does the same thing because these impact your life, and they're not willing to compromise anything without it. Nothing. पढ़िए आप, you can go read this. It's very interesting
या.
when these things work.
I will do a special combinations for marriage and divorce.
I was waiting for this to come. आजकल की दुनिया में तो छोटा सा झगड़ा हो जाता है and couple heads for divorce.
Yeah, बस.
They don't
That's it.
understand.
That's it. That's it. I'm done.
I am done.
गुस्सा
That's
में,
it. I am
temper.
done.
Yes.
Yeah, no appreciation for the time spent, no appreciation for family values. So, what is the combination for divorce? हमने देखा है कि जन्म कुंडली है, it decides in advance the role of divorce. So, divorce के लिए हमने कहा था the sixth house is the house of litigation, sudden breaks. It is the house of debts. That is all representing divorce. Eighth
Mm.
house is hard end. It stops what you're trying to do. The chances of separation of husband and wife are very high. अगर sixth house, eighth house के जो planets हैं, they have connection with the sixth, with the seventh house, शादी का घर, या fourth house, तुम्हारा घर. अगर आपका fourth house lord जो property है, वो eighth house में बैठ गया, You may lose your property during the case of divorce, right? So a husband and wife will also separate जब दशा आती है राहु की, केतु की या शनि की. This is important. Astrology में there is a concept, something called separative planets. अगर सन, सैटर्न, राहु, केतु एंड लॉर्ड ऑफ द 12th, 12वें घर का मालिक, अगर आपके 7वें घर को देख रहा है, you will be divorced.
Oh.
And you will be divorced during the dasha of sun, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu or Lord of the 12th. Sun जो होता है, it's a separation planet anyway. Sun is represents your atma in astrology. But जिस घर में बैठता है, he always creates some problems in that house. अगर sun आपके 7th house में बैठ जाता है, he may give you separation because hot-headed partner मिलता है आपको. Sun की दशा में बहुत divorce होते हैं. Another interesting thing we've seen is नक्षत्र. अगर 7वां घर का मालिक अपने ही नक्षत्र में बैठ जाता है, it is not considered good. The marriage does not last for a long time. So astrology में काफी अजीब अजीब से rules हैं which hold value. अगर आपके 7th lord जो 7वें घर का मालिक अगर 5th में बैठ गया, you will either have husband, wife or child. You cannot have both. So if you see couples who've divorced and the mother or the father typically has the child does not get remarried again, unki kundli dekhiye. I can assure you in most cases 7th lord will be sitting in 5th. 5th is house of affairs, it is your house of intelligence, house of wisdom, but 7th is your house of marriage partnership. 5th बच्चा भी represent करता है. अगर शादी का मालिक बच्चे में चला गया, you won't have marriage. Your life will be centered around the child. Same way, 9th house in astrology is a luck house, spirituality house. अगर आपका 7th lord उसमें चला गया, you won't have marriage at all. आप धार्मिक हो जाओगे, आपको नहीं रहना. जितने साधु संत होते हैं, that is their combination. तो
जी
हम हफ्तों से शादी की बात कर रहे हैं, right?
बिल्कुल.
We've been talking about marriage. It is a very complicated topic. It's a very complicated aspect. It takes time. My purpose is to make you understand that your destiny is written. जब जब होना है तब तब होना है और तब तब होगा.
Nobody,
But
it's already you're born under certain planet and that's it.
you're born. No, that is it. But if you're aware of it, then you
Oh
can
yes.
accept things the way they are, right? अगर हमने, let's say, आप यहाँ स्टूडियो से बाहर निकलते हो and I gift you a BMW. I just gift you a random BMW. You'll be happy. But you could also complain and say, मुझे Mercedes चाहिए थी, मुझे Ferrari चाहिए
Yeah,
थी.
ये क्या दे दिया मेरे को? That's not fair.
So there are three types of people. One who will accept it. Two who will say, this is not good. I want something better. And the third person जो बोलता है मुझे तो चाहिए ही नहीं, मेरी है ही नहीं. So you astrology जो होता है, it tells you what will happen and you will accept your life in a better, happier way. That will make you progress more in life. And आपकी जो strengths और weaknesses हैं, as an astrologer, we can help you improve that to levels you can't even imagine. तो मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ, go to an astrologer, go to a good one, so your life will be better improved for you.
You know, I feel the same, Dr. Saket Bhatia, and I have consulted you, and I feel very blessed that I have this opportunity. I'm sitting in front of you, talking to you, and I tell all the listeners that you can improve your life, you can change your life, you can make your life much better. It's just one phone call away. Just call 408-639-5300. That is the number 408-639-5300, or visit his website. That is saketbhatia.com. I spell it SAKETBHATIA.com, or info@saketbhatia.com. Trust me, I've been talking to Dr. Saket Bhatia for many, many weeks now, and I've seen his knowledge, his experience, his expertise, and the way he can guide you and help you, and the way he sees your kundli. But you have got to have your place of birth, time of birth, and of course the whole where you're born, the time and the place and the year, all these things are very important. And I think you should call him 408-639-5300, and he can help you, guide you. And trust me, you can have a much better future and much better life and much happier life. And trust me, I will say thank you, Dr. Saket Bhatia, for taking time out and talking to our listeners, talking to the listeners, and people are watching you also, understanding. And of course, you don't just take calls and just, because it's not easy to predict in just few minutes. I think people have to call you and you have to, read the chart and then read it.
Thank you, Kulraj.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful week ahead. And I think Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and everybody, all your people who love you. Thank you so much, Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
You too, sir. Bye-bye.